of Mick Fanning. We love the opportunity to see him here at Bells Beach, Bugs. It was emotional again.
It was emotional. It's his second home. Mick really came out firing. He loved it when we got the great swell coming into Bells, and he's surfing. I see him surfing at home. He hasn't lost one bit. He is still as good as ever.
Motivation-wise, he really seemed to turn up against the current world #1 at the time, Kanoa Igarashi. That was a big heat, and we're seeing some of those highlights now.
It was a huge heat. You know, he was stoked to be here at Bells nonetheless, but he really wanted to be able to show that his surfing is right there with the rest of them still, and just have that opportunity to surf the Bells Bowl on a good day, and that's what he got, and that is the type of performance. I mean, the end sections that he was matching were just incredible, showing that knowledge and showing his favor taking out world #1.
They love him all over the world, Bugs, but here at Bells, he just has hit complete hero status, just like this guy. Always a fan favourite. Talk to me, Bugs, about his performances and the heat, the super heat against Joao Chianca.
This was the heat for the ages. I mean, Joao really took it to the champ, and John had to dig deep, and this was an incredible performance. It just had everyone out of their seats the whole heat. That wave was absolutely amazing. Joao just surfed above himself, like he just showed exactly how good he is, and he reached and did his best surfing in the jersey, and that just augurs so well for this guy's potential in the sport.
Yeah, just an incredible performance from him. The speed was blinding.
He was buzzing. Seeing him after that loss on the championship tour, he was absolutely buzzing. Heat of a lifetime to go down to John Florence, both of them in prime condition, was rad.
He's got 2 of the highest scoring heats of the year, Joao, in losing heats, unfortunately for him. Italo up against Jack. This was one that went right down to the wire. It was a fiery finish, one that was debated heavily on social media. But Italo, again, looking so comfortable. His lines seem to be getting cleaner and cleaner every year, Bugs.
Yeah, look, it was a line ball decision, that's for absolute certainty. And his performance was still so strong at Bells. And look, the guy has got so much energy and real positivity. This was just such a great showdown. Jack Robinson and Italo were putting on the show of shows, and I think we're going to see Italo really aiming up for that big 5.
Oh, man, it was such a close battle, Shannon. A lot of people just looking at each other, shrugging shoulders, saying, who gets it, who wins? I don't know. A lot of people felt like Italo got robbed in that heat, but Jack Robinson, he was on the slightly bigger waves, and he did get the big turns in on the outside section, but it took a long time for the judges to work it out.
It took them a long time. It was definitely the fiery finish that we would expect when it was a heat that was so close, really splitting hairs. Italo letting all of that emotion out, his team beside him through that entire moment as well, even blocking the camera out. I mean, it kind of gave us this inside feeling to what's going on behind the scenes, and that was really exciting. For Jack Robinson, that was a really emotional battle as well, and well on him for taking out.
Yeah, crucial heat win for him. Number 2, Callum Robson, first CT final. Came into this event in a reasonably good position, but needed to consolidate. He's done that. Power surfing, Bugs. It just won the favour of the judges throughout the contest. He was solid, and it is a huge honour, and looked like he was really starting to enjoy himself up there on the stage during the presentation.
Yeah, he sure was. He was feeling it for sure. And once Callum got through that 4th round, and now the 3rd round into the 4th round, he had secured he made it through the cut. That was no longer a problem. It freed him right up, but he held his nerve in these really tight matches.
It was like he was back on the footy field, just sidestepping the opposition, wearing that number 6 jersey. A performance that this rookie can be very proud of. I bet everyone at Evans Head has already hit party mode. It's a public holiday tomorrow, so we'll give him a day off to recover. But number 1, you know, you've got to give it to the winners. These 2 surfers, they didn't want to waste this opportunity. 2022, you know, it's been a couple of years since we've been back to Bells, and they just flared up. It didn't matter if we were on the bowl or here at Rincon.
So exciting to see both of them come in with those goals of finally getting victory here. They've tasted it in the finals. They've had those runner-up opportunities. And then the conditions just flipped in their favor. It really went to classic Filipe conditions, classic Tyler conditions for really good performances, small running waves down the line where they could be reactive and bring out some great variety and flair. And that was a really exciting finish to see Tyler and then to see Filipe start to unleash and take to the air exactly what we would have expected to him. And he did not let down our expectations.
And he just knows how to work the crowd bugs and get them cheering. Even if they're kind of hoping for an Australian victory, you can't not put your hands together for surfing like that.
Look, I thought it was a very ominous development with that tide coming in. Were they going to wait till the tide went out and have it on the bowl later, the Savo? I said, if it's at Rincon, how do you beat this guy? This was such an ominous sign for Filipe Toledo.
Oh, man, I just thought it was such a fantastic event. Through those earlier rounds, we had classic Bells conditions, and all the surfers really ramped things up. I think the performance levels are at an all-time high from the first round right through to the final. What are your thoughts, Shannon?
Oh, I couldn't agree more. And I thought it was really great to know that our champions today, they had to show that they could compete, they could bring it in a variety of conditions. That was absolutely crucial, and for them to rise to the top, dropping excellent scores across all days of competition, big and small, fantastic.
Yeah, they kind of made it look easy. But I had a chat to Tyler after, and she said it was very difficult. Carissa Moore said, oh, it's so hard to kind of get speed and let go of a turn and get going again, Bugs. You mentioned there's challenges to surf in Rincon, especially when the wind's that strong.
Well, that's right, because it's not it looks like a clean line, but there's little compartments, and you've got to link it all together and still get major manoeuvres in. It's a really challenging wave to ride, but they mastered it today. And, you know, the beautiful thing, Ronnie, is that the best surfers in the world, it's undisputed. They're on the CT. Yeah. And that's why the strength of field makes every event, if you compartmentalise every single event, they're all so exciting, just as standalone events, and then you got the tour.
Yeah, well, it is going to get even more exciting as we move to the next stop. Stop number 5, the Margaret River Pro gets underway April 24th. We'll see you over there, guys. It's been magic, and we can't wait to do it all again in a week or so. So join us then, April 24th. Thanks for watching.